There comes a time when we stand on the mountaintop of success, when everything we have imagined, worked for, and believed in manifests before our very eyes. It is in this moment, at the peak of our triumph, that we must be most vigilant, not because the world seeks to take it away, but because our own thoughts, our own assumptions, can either sustain it or bring it crumbling down. Success is a beautiful, intoxicating thing. When we reach the highest moments of our journey, when our dreams materialize before our very eyes, it is easy to feel invincible. The air is crisp at the mountaintop, the view is breathtaking, and for a moment, we believe we have conquered everything in our path. But just as every mountain has a summit, it also has steep edges. One careless step, one moment of distraction, and we can find ourselves tumbling down. This is why we must be mindful in our greatest moments. For success is not just about reaching the peak, but maintaining our footing once we are there. The higher we climb, the greater the temptation to relax, to believe that our work is finished. We assume that because we have reached this moment, nothing can take it away. But life does not operate on assumptions. It operates on persistence. The very forces that brought us to success must continue to be nurtured. If we allow complacency to creep in, if we begin to take our achievement for granted, we unknowingly loosen our grip on it. Many have reached the pinnacle of success only to fall because they believed their climb was permanent, forgetting that every moment must be sustained by a conscious effort. Another danger of standing at the peak is the illusion of permanence. We often believe that once we have reached a certain level, we are beyond failure. But success is not a fixed destination, it is a state of being. It is an ever-moving tide that responds to the inner world we cultivate. Just as the ocean waves never cease, neither do the conditions that shape our reality. If we shift our focus from intentional creation to passive expectation, the momentum that carried us upward begins to weaken, and before we know it, we are slipping back into mediocrity. It is also important to recognize that the peak itself can be deceiving. At our highest moments, we may feel as though we have mastered everything, but sometimes it is at this very height that hidden challenges arise. The pressure to maintain success, the expectations of others, and the fear of losing what we have gained can become silent threats. Many do not realize that the climb itself is often easier than sustaining what has been achieved. When we are climbing, we are driven, focused, and determined. But once we reach the top, it is easy to be lulled into a false sense of security. The real test is not reaching success, it is keeping it. Therefore, in our greatest moments, we must be more mindful than ever. We must guard against arrogance, against the illusion that we are untouchable. Just as a mountaineer secures their footing with each step, we must continue reinforcing our beliefs, our actions, and our vision. Every peak has a precipice, and those who remain at the top are those who understand that success is not a final resting place. It is a journey that never truly ends. Everything you have achieved, every success, every breakthrough, was first born in your mind. It was your vision, your unwavering belief, that transformed the unseen into the seen. But what many fail to realize is that the same mind that brought them to their highest moment must also sustain it. Success is not a random occurrence, nor is it a prize that remains without effort. It is a continuous process, a state of consciousness that must be nurtured and reinforced daily. Many people climb to the top with discipline, focus, and a clear intention, only to let go of these very qualities once they arrive. They begin to believe that their external success will sustain itself, forgetting that it was their internal state that manifested it in the first place. The moment they stop tending to their inner world, doubts creep in, negative assumptions take root, and slowly the foundation of their success begins to erode. Just as a gardener must continue watering and caring for a plant even after it blooms, We must continue shaping our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions to sustain what we have built. What you assume to be true about yourself and your success dictates whether it remains or fades away. If you assume your achievement is a stroke of luck, it will vanish like one. If you fear that you are not worthy of what you have, circumstances will arise to reflect that belief. The world is not reacting to your success, it is reacting to your assumption of it. If you hold firm to the belief that your success is natural, inevitable, and rightfully yours, then it will remain and even grow. But if you waver, if you allow fear and insecurity to cloud your mind, you will unknowingly create the conditions for your own downfall. This is why so many people experience fleeting success. They rise only to fall, because they do not protect the mental and emotional state that created their elevation in the first place. They celebrate the victory, but they forget to reinforce the belief that made it possible. They let external circumstances dictate their confidence rather than maintaining the inner conviction that their success is permanent, and so slowly they slip back into old patterns, unaware that it was never the world taking their success away, it was their own mind. The key to sustaining success is to continue living in the state of mind that created it. It means holding fast to your vision, strengthening your faith in yourself, and rejecting any thought that contradicts your success. It means refusing to let doubt, fear, or outside noise dictate your reality. The mind that created it must sustain it, for no external force has the power to keep what the mind is unwilling to maintain. Doubt is never loud. It does not announce itself with force or demand immediate attention. Instead, it creeps in like a whisper, soft, subtle, almost unnoticeable. It disguises itself as logic, as caution, as realism. It tells you to be careful, to prepare for the worst, to question whether you truly deserve what you have. And if you are not vigilant, this whisper, so small at first, grows into a voice, then a belief, until it shapes the very reality you feared. In moments of success, doubt often appears when we least expect it. Just when we have reached new heights, when our dreams are unfolding before us, it slips into our minds, making us question if it's all too good to be true. It reminds us of past failures, it warns us of possible loss, and it urges us to prepare for disappointment. This is the most dangerous moment, not because the doubt is true, but because if we listen to it, we accept it as truth. And what we accept as truth, we inevitably manifest. Doubt thrives on attention. The more we entertain it, the more power it gains. A single moment of hesitation, if left unchecked, can unravel years of belief and effort. It starts with a passing thought. What if this doesn't last? If you allow that thought to linger, it invites another. Maybe I was just lucky. And soon, without realizing it, you begin to shift from certainty to uncertainty, from faith to fear. You become the architect of your own undoing, not because you lacked ability, but because you let doubt take root where faith once stood. But doubt is not a force that must be fought. It is a force that must be ignored. The moment you recognize it, you strip it of its power. Instead of engaging with it, reaffirm what you know to be true. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Your success is not an accident. You created it through your thoughts, your beliefs, and your persistence. If you remain unwavering in your assumption of success, no whisper of doubt can shake you. Guard your mind as fiercely as you guard your greatest treasures. For in your highest moments, doubt will try to find its way in, hoping to turn your triumph into turmoil. But you have the power to silence it. The choice is always yours, to listen to the whisper of doubt or to drown it out with the roar of unwavering belief. Success is often seen as the ultimate reward, the destination after a long journey of effort, struggle, and persistence. But what few realize is that success, if not carefully managed, can act as a sedative. It lulls us into comfort, making us believe that the work is over, that we have arrived at a place where effort is no longer required. And the moment we allow ourselves to be sedated by success is the moment we begin to lose it. When we are striving toward our goals, we are alert, hungry, and fully engaged. Our vision is clear, our actions intentional, and our thoughts disciplined. But the moment we reach the peak, a dangerous shift can occur. We start to relax, not just physically, but mentally. We assume that because we have achieved success, it will sustain itself. We let go of the habits that brought us here. We stop refining our vision, we stop reinforcing our beliefs, and we stop pushing forward with the same intensity. This is when success begins to slip away. Not because we are incapable of maintaining it, but because we have unknowingly abandoned the mindset that created it. History is filled with stories of individuals and empires that fell, not because of external forces, but because they became complacent. The greatest danger is not failure. It is the illusion that we no longer need to do what made us successful in the first place. Success can create a false sense of security, making us believe that we are immune to decline. We start to trust circumstances more than our own discipline, assuming that because things have gone well, they will continue to do so without effort. But success, like anything else in life, must be nurtured, reinforced, and expanded upon. This does not mean that we should never enjoy our achievements. Celebration is important. Gratitude is essential. But the difference between those who sustain success and those who lose it is awareness. The wise do not allow success to sedate them. They use it as fuel for even greater accomplishments. They understand that the work is never truly finished, that growth is a continuous process. They do not rest on past victories, but remain engaged, refining their vision, expanding their belief, and setting new goals. Success is meant to elevate, not sedate. It is a signal that you have mastered a level of creation, but it is not a signal to stop creating. When you reach a peak, do not fall asleep at the top. Instead, ask yourself, what is next? Keep your mind active, your vision alive, and your actions aligned with continued growth. The greatest achievers are not those who reach success, but those who refuse to be sedated by it. In the vast ocean of life, where waves of success and uncertainty rise and fall, gratitude is the anchor that keeps us steady. It is not just a polite emotion or a fleeting sense of appreciation. It is a powerful force that cements our achievements, strengthens our faith, and ensures that what we have gained remains with us. Without gratitude, even the greatest success can feel empty, and without it, we unknowingly invite instability into our lives. Gratitude does more than acknowledge what we have. It reinforces our connection to it. When we express true appreciation for our success, we affirm to ourselves and to the universe that we recognize its value. This recognition acts as a stabilizing force, preventing fear, doubt, and lack from creeping into our minds. It is impossible to feel both gratitude and fear at the same time. One expands, the other contracts. Those who master gratitude master the ability to keep success alive, not as a temporary peak, but as a continuous state of being. One of the greatest dangers of success is taking it for granted. The moment we stop appreciating what we have, we unconsciously signal that it is no longer important. Many people lose their blessings not because they are undeserving, but because they fail to cherish them. Gratitude is what keeps the doors of abundance open. When we are thankful for what we have, we naturally attract more to be thankful for. It is not merely a moral principle, it is a law of consciousness. Whatever we focus on expands, and gratitude ensures that our focus remains on the good that surrounds us. Furthermore, gratitude is not just about appreciating material success. It is about acknowledging the journey, the lessons, and even the challenges that shaped us. Many people only feel grateful when they receive something, but true gratitude extends beyond external rewards. It is a mindset, a way of seeing life. Those who are grateful even in difficult moments discover that every experience holds value. They remain anchored in faith, knowing that nothing is ever lost, only transformed. If success is to be sustained, gratitude must be its foundation. It is what keeps us humble in our victories, strong in our trials, and open to even greater abundance. Let gratitude be more than a reaction. Let it be a practice, a daily ritual that reinforces everything you have created. For in the end, gratitude is not just an anchor, it is the force that keeps the winds of abundance forever blowing in your favor. The moment you allow others to determine your worth, your limits, or your success, you surrender control over your own destiny. Too many people rise not according to their own vision, but according to the expectations, opinions, and judgments of those around them. They measure their success by external validation, seeking approval rather than fulfillment. But true greatness is never determined by others. It is decided within. If you let others define your height, you will never rise beyond the limits they impose. The world is filled with voices. Some will praise you, some will doubt you, and some will try to convince you that you are reaching too high. If you listen to these voices, you will find yourself constantly shifting, never fully standing in your power. One moment you feel unstoppable because someone applauds you. The next you feel uncertain because someone criticizes you. This is the danger of letting the outside world dictate your altitude. You become like a feather in the wind, blown in every direction except the one you truly desire. No one else has lived your journey. No one else knows the vision that burns within you. They may see your achievements, but they do not see the sacrifices, the late nights, the battles you fought in silence. How then could they possibly define what you are capable of? The only limits that exist are the ones you accept. If you believe that you are bound by the expectations of others, then you will be. But if you reject their limitations and stand firm in your own belief, nothing can hold you back. Even those with good intentions may unknowingly try to shrink your vision. They will tell you to be realistic, to play it safe, to not dream too big, not because they want to see you fail, but because they see the world through their own limitations. But you were not meant to live by the fears of others. You were meant to break barriers, to defy the ordinary, to rise beyond what is expected. If you must seek validation, seek it from within. Let your own belief be enough. So do not let others define your height. Do not let their doubts become your doubts. Do not let their fears become your fears. Stand tall, knowing that you alone decide how high you will rise. The world will adjust to the level you set for yourself, but only if you refuse to lower yourself to the expectations of others. Everything you experience in life is filtered through the lens of your assumptions. They are the silent architects of your reality, the unseen forces that dictate what enters your life and what is kept out. If you assume success is fleeting, it will be. If you assume you are undeserving, life will reflect that belief. But if you assume that abundance, love, and opportunity are naturally yours, then no external force can deny you. Your assumptions are the gatekeepers. They either open the doors to endless possibilities or lock you out of your own potential. Most people believe their circumstances shape their beliefs, but the truth is the opposite. Their beliefs shape their circumstances. Two people can stand in the same situation. One sees failure, the other sees opportunity. One expects struggle, the other expects ease. The difference is not in the world around them, but in the assumptions they hold. Life does not give you what you want, it gives you what you assume to be true. This is why changing your reality starts with changing what you accept as possible. Many fail not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they assume success is difficult, rare, or reserved for others. They create invisible barriers in their minds, convincing themselves that they must struggle, prove themselves, or wait for permission to rise. But the mind does not question, it only creates. If you assume that something is beyond your reach, your mind will obediently construct a reality to match. If you assume the door is closed, you will never try to open it. But just as negative assumptions limit, empowering assumptions set you free. When you assume that you are worthy, capable, and destined for greatness, your mind begins to work in your favor. The right opportunities appear, the right ideas flow, and the right people enter your life, not because they were never there, but because you are finally allowing yourself to see them. Your assumptions determine the reality you walk into, whether it is one of limitation or limitless expansion. Guard your assumptions as fiercely as a king guards his kingdom. Never let doubt, fear, or outside opinions take control of the gate. Choose to assume the best. Not just when things are going well, but especially when they are not. Hold the belief that you are always supported, that success is inevitable, that you are exactly where you need to be, because in the end, the world does not decide your fate, your assumptions do. And when you master them, you master everything. Success is not just about reaching the highest moments. It is about sustaining them. It is about mastering the forces within you so that no external circumstance, no whisper of doubt, no fleeting emotion can pull you down. The mind that created your success must sustain it. The gratitude that opened doors must keep them open. The assumptions you hold must be those of certainty, not fear. You must be vigilant in your highest moments, for that is when complacency, doubt, and outside influences will try to shake your foundation. But remember, you alone define your height. No one else has the power to limit you unless you accept their limitations as your own. The world responds to what you assume, to what you believe, to what you expect. So, stand firm in your vision. Do not let success sedate you. Let it inspire greater creation. Do not let doubt whisper you into hesitation. Let faith speak louder. Anchor yourself in gratitude, for it will steady you in both triumph and challenge. Assume the best, always, for your assumptions are the gatekeepers of your reality. And above all, never believe that you have reached your final peak. There is always another height to climb, another level of greatness to step into. Keep your mind sharp, your spirit strong, and your vision alive. For those who truly understand success know that it is not a destination. It is a way of being.